So, originally, women were on the course to find their vote. They had organizations like the NWSA that was trying to find equality for women. These women went on marches and strikes to show forth what they stood for, but the government paid little attention to them because they did not want women to get and have any say in this. They just needed them to take care of the house and the kids. But women did not stop. They picketed the White House to get the president's attention for what was right. On August 18, 1920, there was an equal vote on both sides. Representative Banks Turner had switched his vote to the suffrages. The vote was a deadlock of 48 to 48. It all came down to 24-year-old legislator Harry Byrne. He wore a red rose which symbolized the anti-suffragists. Harry Byrne had earlier received a letter from his mother that changed his whole decision.
Dear son, hooray and vote for suffrage, and don't keep them in doubt. I noticed Chandler's speech. It was very bitter. I've been waiting to see how you stood, but have not seen anything yet. Don't forget to be a good boy and help Miss Cat with her rats. Is she the one that put rat in ratification? Ha! No more for Mama this time. With lots of love, Mama.
This is what made him change his mind about his vote. But what if he never received the letter from his mother? Everything would have gone differently. And this is what would have happened. The vote was 48 to 48. Harry Byrne never wanted to be put in this position to making this valuable decision whether or not the 19th Amendment would be the law of the land.
Mr. Byrne.
Aye.
Mr. Byrne had just placed his vote against women's suffrage. Here we have the document of the 19th Amendment. There was no ratification made to it. All that was made was a reinforcement on women. But it didn't stop here. The suffragists weren't satisfied with what had just happened. They all joined together in forces and made an impact on America. Many different racial ethnicities that were discriminated joined them in fighting the battle against the government, because this wasn't just a fight for women's rights, it was a fight for all humanity. Because of this, another civil war breaks out. Suffragists could not take this injustice that was happening. Male suffragists went out to war to fight for what was right. It was a very devastating war, for many lives were lost from both suffragists and anti-suffragists. The anti-suffragists ended up winning the Civil War. Many people who were leading the suffragists during this time of war were put into jail for rebelling against the government. The government had a strong hand with this because they did not want anything like this to break out again. Not that much time after the war had passed, the government and the economy were decreasing. Government spending, after accounting for inflation, had been flat or falling during 10 years before the 1920, and it still continued. This ends up leading to the Great Depression and the stock market crash in 1929. Many women who were widowers or divorced or whose husbands had deserted them struggled to keep their families afloat. They would be the ones who would look out for work, but no one wanted them because they were women. For a greater impact on the world right now, if women's suffrage would have never passed, Hillary Clinton would have never been able to run for office. Donald Trump would have had a greater advantage in the polls, which would cause him to win and bring destruction to the world.
All right, and meanwhile, the news continues. CNN Newsroom with Kira Phillips. Hey, Kira.
Thanks, guys, and good morning, everybody. I'm Kira Phillips live.
Please stand by. This is the emergency public warning system. This is not a test. Please gather up, family, to the TV. We have important news to say.